You've heard about Satan, the ultimate evil, the prince of darkness. But do you really know where he came from? It's not what most people think. Satan wasn't always the embodiment of evil. He started as an angel in heaven, one of God's own creations. But something went terribly wrong. Satan's story begins with a cosmic betrayal that shook the heavens. He wanted to be like God himself. Isaiah 14:12-15 tells us,
"How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to the earth, you who once laid low the nations."
Satan's fall was like a star plummeting from the sky. The Antichrist, often confused with Satan, has a completely different origin. He'll be born as a human, just like you and me. Daniel 9:26-27 gives us clues about his human origins. He'll come from the people who destroyed the city and the sanctuary. He'll be a leader, moving in circles of power and influence. This difference changes everything about how these two forces of evil work in our world. Satan operates in the spiritual realm, whispering temptations from the shadows. The Antichrist, however, will be right there in plain sight. He'll be a charismatic leader, someone people can see and follow. Daniel 9:27 tells us he'll even sign a 7-year covenant with Israel, presenting himself as a man of peace. Satan's power, while significant, is limited by God's control. In Job 1:12, God sets boundaries on Satan's actions. The Antichrist will have a different kind of power. As a human leader, he'll have political influence and military might. And here's the scary part. Satan himself will empower him. 2 Thessalonians 2:9-10 warns,
"The coming of the lawless one will be in accordance with how Satan works. He will use all sorts of displays of power through signs and wonders that serve the lie."
Understanding these origins reveals their unique dangers. Satan has been at work since the beginning, knowing our weaknesses. But he's limited to spiritual influence, always needing human agents to carry out his plans in our world. The Antichrist, born as a human, will have direct access to worldly power.
I've been asked this 1,000 times. Who do you believe the Antichrist is? Who is the false prophet? And who is the other person? Who, out of the 3 people, when you were shown in Revelation, when you were taken to tribulation, what were the 3 people that you saw at the abomination of desolation? And so I'm going to tell you all who I believe those people were today. And so I'm going to also talk to you all about the flag. And what I believe the flag, each symbol on that flag that the Antichrist releases and makes it, he puts it up on every courthouse, on the buildings, everywhere, all around the world for a one world order. I'm going to tell you what I believe those symbols on that flag represent. So we're going to start off with the flag. And I want you all to remember that there was black, white, and green on this flag, okay? And there was swords going around it, caressing a globe. There was 5 stars at the top that were in an arch above the globe, okay? And then there were palms, but the palms, the swords were laid on the palm branches, and the palms were caressing the globe, okay? So I've done research just trying to study out what does these symbols mean. And so we're going to start off with this. The swords represent, and so I Googled it basically. And so the swords stand for a strictness and applying justice. Okay, so if in Islam, that's what that meant. And so it's a strictness and applying justice. So, and that's on the Saudi Arabia flag. Okay. So I've told you all, when they take the swords, and when you do not get the mark of the beast, or you reject the mark of the beast, they don't shoot you, they don't do anything, they cut your head off. Okay? So it's a strictness and applying justice. So the Antichrist flag has those. So the palms represent, it said that Muhammad said that it represented peace and prosperity. So the swords were relayed on, the strictness and applying justice were relayed on peace and prosperity, which was gripping the globe. Okay? So then you have green, which represents Islam. And so that's what they say the green is on a flag. It represents Islam, which I don't know if that's in all cases or whatever. But I believed that it was black represents ISIS, white represents Al-Qaeda, and the green was Hamas. Now, I don't know. That was just that's what I perceived, what I felt like the Lord showed me. But they're saying that green represents Islam. So I don't know. So, but the 5 stars that were at the top of the flag, it was caressing the globe, were the 5 pillars of Islam. And the 5 pillars of Islam are, and it's faith right here, prayer, fasting, almsgiving, and pilgrimage. Is that what that is? Yep. So there's 5 pillars. So each one of the stars, I believe, represent 5 major parts of Islam, the 5 parts of Islam. So, and that was what was caressing the flag, at the top of the flag, okay? So, I believe, and so, and all this is just my opinion. I believe about the flag. I'm telling you what I saw when I went to tribulation, every bit of this, okay? I believe he is the prince of Saudi Arabia. In 2014, we did not see anything in the news about this man. Now, all of a sudden, I've told people for years privately, I believe it's the Prince of Saudi Arabia. I believe it's the Prince of Saudi Arabia. He was just like that. I could not see his eyes. The Lord would not allow me to see that during tribulation. So I believe that it could be a guess, you know, because when you can't see somebody's eyes, you can't really make out their nose or whatever. You're just seeing the profile of his face. You're seeing the way his body structure was and his voice. I'm telling you, this is who I believe it is. So he had a white outfit on, and just like you see him dressed in now. He had a white thing on his head, and he was standing there, and he was proclaiming that he was God. I'm just trying to tell you what I saw when I believed I was taken to tribulation by the Lord Jesus Christ, and he told me to come back and tell you all this. I have so much detail to everything that I saw. And so I'm trying to bring it to life to you now. I'm trying to bring it to life to you now, and who I was shown out of those 3 men, and who I believe the Antichrist is, and I believe he's the Prince of Saudi Arabia.
People will follow him willingly, believing his lies and accepting his mark. Their methods, goals, and ultimate faiths are all distinct. Knowing your enemy is the first step in resisting their attack.
I must bark him ya so win melo re du yin le chilo now cha twa yin po pielo so show ya ma mo chim lo ke le to dwe no cha cha ba zo oro chi to di do le dwe le ya se bo Kiye jotaka taya tanchadwe oh dudari dilo bole tamatishile luri nyamyazwa yedo dwaya mamo nikoje mauna machimwe ete jiye dalale ulau de digaje mane Lom yao po to dwe do cha ba so Lom yo li le mu yo sao ja me Long na li le ti cha lo ye Ning cha jing ko this sa so bi the sun the lao ba we me Ka ke nya le dwe to la ya me Sai ta ma cha ne to shi ke ti de the ding out of the Saudi and then key to